My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Slice and Dice. We are continuing here in a blessed run. This blessed run is a blessed run indeed because we have Treasure Seeker, +1 to item slots, maximum 3, and +1 to item quality, as well as Bolt Spell for 5 damage. We're being offered here Boss Smash, +1 to all sides during boss fights. I really do like that. I think it's an exceptionally effective way to push through bosses that otherwise can be a pretty hard stopping point. Obviously, depending on the mismatch of your build versus the boss you fight. There's also Jeweled Chalice at the start of the first 4 turns, +1 mana. The idea of getting that and being able to cast Bolt Spell more commonly, it does seem and feel possibly good. At the start of the first 4 turns, +1 mana. It means I need to only generate 2 mana a turn in order to be able to generate the Bolt Spell. I'm taking Jewel Chalice. For the first 4 turns apiece. That is very impactful. Okay. I mean, the Thief could roll 2 damage range and be able to take out the Thorn by themselves, but is it the most likely thing? No. I'm gonna make an effort to start using some of the actual keys to navigate effects here. Wait. No, those aren't the correct ones. Hang on. Modifiers, keys, keyword, stats, help. There we go. Advanced tips. There we go. During targeting, use 1 to 5 to select heroes, 1 to 5 to select heroes, QWERTY to select spells, and shift 1 to 9 for targeting the enemies. Got it. During rolling, use 1 to 5 to lock and R to roll. Good. Okay. I'll be taking the defenders there, definitely. Let's also take the fighter. That's the ability to kill the thorn, and in fact, that's enough. So, what's done rolling then? It's gonna take a little moment here at the... Hey, it's us. It's gonna take a little moment here at the start, and then this will never be a problem again. Enter to end turn. So that's gotta be done rolling when you do it for the first time. Druid and Sparky. I mean, Druid most commonly generates 2 mana. I mean, damn, if I'm looking for the ability to fund bolts, that's a good way to get it. Okay, let's roll with everyone there. Oh, yikes. And again, yikes. Okay. Druid, you can get us some mana. That's good at least. Who should I save here? Because I can only save one of you. Should probably be the Thief that we save, right? So fighter, you can target the bottom, and then I'll use the spell to finish off that wolf. As much more damage as we possibly can do to the wolf there, and then enter again. I'll avenge you! Not with this roll, though. Druid, do you want to generate some mana, like, at any point? Like, that'd be really neat. Or not. You know what? Initiate, you generate some mana, and then we'll use the Gather spell to generate even more. Let's take out 1 target, and I'm not going to have enough health here. No, I do! Excellent, to get the enemy to run away. Citrine Ring, +1 to the rightmost side. Now, we do have right blank, so heroes by default have their rightmost side as blank, which means this is going to have to combo with something else for it to actually take effect. Another item, perhaps. But Friendship Bracelet does not require such from us. +2 empty max HP and monsters flee if you have 5 times as much HP as them instead of 10 times. Definitely prefer this one here. As to who should hold it, I'm going to give it to the defender. Because I do not think it is particularly important just yet. Okay, fighter, you can generate 2 damage there. Everyone else roll. Yikes. Initiate, I am going to get you to generate 1 mana and grow that side. We're up against the ball. We could be here for a while. Okay, Defender, save the Thief. I kind of want to set up for the ability to do a heal 1 and deal 1 damage to all next turn. So that would be getting the Fighter and the Druid each to strike a different rat. A single mana next turn gives us 2 kills. Hey, and the Jewel Chalice has got us covered. Okay, Druid, some mana from you. Lock in damage from the Thief as well. No need for range here. Keep pushing that roll. Yes, I'll take the mana from the Initiate as well. And that's actually enough instances of damage now that I have to be curious. If I just generate mana here... Wait, hang on. That was not the move I was trying to do. Now, what's Undo? I'm getting there, I think, pretty quickly. Try to investigate with Undo. Click the Undo button. Can I not force undo with a action? To undo any combat action, try and investigate it, undo. Lock and unlock, R to roll. Okay, yeah, it looks like I have to manually click undo. Cool, okay. Then, oops again. It's E that I'm looking for here, yes. E and then shift 3. The Defender also targets the Boar. And then the Fighter... Actually, the Fighter doesn't even need to target anyone. Let's undo that action. I want to set all this up perfectly. And then the Thief attacks the rat on the top line, and we hit the Druid spell. Yeah! Get him. So I'm pretty sure I can't navigate this screen with... Can I? Yeah. So I don't think I can do all of this with keyboard, but I think I can get through individual fights with keyboard at the absolute least. Monk versus Seer, so the ability to invest our mana in a future turn via Foretell, 3 mana to give you 4 mana next turn. Or the Monk's ability to replace effects towards themselves. Little bit of a justification for the empty max HP that we otherwise have. I mean, Seer generating 3 mana very, very quickly. That is just blow up a target with a bolt. So I think I don't really need to invest with the Seer. I just exploit the spike. Speaking thereof, Seer, take 3 mana. Fighter, that's the maximum damage you can do. Druid, you can do a little bit more damage if you actually generate mana this turn instead. Do I turn down growth again? I think not. Let's be realistic here. And then Thief. Still completely fails me, unfortunately. Okay. Defender defends the Thief. Seer just gets us some mana. I mean, I could take out the Bones and the Wolf this turn. That would prevent all incoming damage. Actually, something else I could do is, if I'm not killing a target this turn, so if I were instead targeting the Alpha, which I am about to decide is my plan, if that were the case, then I'm going to invest for the next turn. So it's shift 3, 4, shift 3. Excellent. I'm gonna be so speedy in combat once I've got this down. I mean, Druid, it's difficult not to give you the 3 damage when you've rolled it. Okay, so I'm gonna do a balance for 1 damage to all the enemies, 1 damage to all of my characters. Sorry, 1 health to all of my characters. I'm also going to sharp shot the Alpha and then deal 3 damage from the Druid, so that's the alpha down this round, saving the fighter. And then 2 wolves will both have 5 HP, and I will have no mana left. So if I can generate 3 mana from Seer, I can then just immediately kill one of the wolves. Fighter, that's still the best damage you can generate. Roll. Defender, that's enough to save the Druid. If worse comes to worse and we, yeah, just completely blank out here, unfortunately. Ah. Oops. Not the target I was looking for. It's 4 and then shift 3. Let's do that spell. And then I accidentally did the investing spell instead again. Whoops. I'm working my way through this. It'll take a moment. Defender, defend the Druid, why don't you? And Fighter, throw some damage against the Wolf. On mana. That's what we're looking for. Thank you, Druid. Keep pushing. I feel like we have so many blanks, like an absurd amount of blanks. Thank you, Druid and Seer, both for generating enough mana here to really justify the rest of the turn. Let's kill that wolf, and that's bones, and then our thief can kill the remaining wolf. Unholy Strength. +1 to all of the middle row, but you're immune to shields and healing. Versus the Pure Heart Pendant. Replace the middle side with Heal 3 Cleanse. We could just sub this in and out depending on the fights we're going into. Definitely. Not difficult at all. However, the Druid already has access to it. It's going to be a while until we level out of the Druid having access to it. I want to take a random tier 3. Tower Shield. Replace the middle side with Shield 7 Heavy. Maybe this works well for us. Start damaged. All heroes, 1 of every 5 max HP starts emptied, or Coiled Snake. Must be equipped, you start poisoned. I'm going to take the 1 out of every 5 max HP starts empty. And we'll give the Tower Shield to the Defender. Gonna be a difficult task making that Tower Shield, particularly valuable here. But maybe once upon a blue moon, it just so happens to defend, like 5 to the Seer right now, which it would be able to do. Thief. Good hit. If I get a lot of mana, doing some AoE damage here would actually be pretty sick. 2 instances of 2 damage, as well as an instance of 1 damage takes out the Courts on the top line, so the Thief, the Fighter, and a Balance would be good here. Lock that Druid, roll again. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna deal with the Seer on the bottom line having a bad time here. Thief, target the Slimer. And then Druid generates mana and also targets the Slimer. Courts gets targeted by the Fighter and the Seer. Then Defender defends the Seer. Great. So the idea here is we're setting up for just balance in the next turn, killing one of the Courts, as well as wounding these 2 Slimelets. I'll take the big defense from the Defender. I feel like I'm exceptionally unlucky today. Maybe it's just that I have the Thief who has, half of their sides are blank. We have the Seer, who has a bunch of single-use sides and also has 2 blank sides to start with. feel like I'm actually probably best off here just killing one of the Slimelet. Then next round it runs. Alright. Dabbler and Collector. Unfortunately, the Dabbler is missing one of their spaces here. The Collector is also missing one of their spaces here, if I recall correctly. I mean, Dabbler just has some flat sides. Really helps us out by getting the Thief not to do nothing so consistently. Also gives us a Thief that has the ability to generate mana. Mana is very, very good for us, considering it is a contributor to one of the strongest moves that we have access to. 5 damage for 3 mana. It's so good. It's 5 damage. It's going to enable us to have the overkill here. All I have to do is some damage to the goblin on the top line, and then like 2 damage to the goblin on the top line, and then I kill it with a bolt, and we win the fight. The entire fight. There we go. Yeah. Druid generates the bolt, which kills the goblin on the top line, making the bandit flee, which makes the goblet flee. Goblin flee, rather. Tiara adds self-heal to all mana/mana gain sides, or chainmail for 3 max HP. Self-heal to all mana gain sides. I mean, I could have a seer that has the friendship bracelet, so they would have 3 empty health on the first turn, the ability to self-heal by 3 on the first turn, as well as probably draw the attention of any enemy that has a priority for the highest HP target. Yeah, let's do it. And I'm also going to want, you know, through this entire run, someone who is capable of generating a lot of mana, so that means the Tiara rather, is pretty much always going to have a home here with us. Oh, all of the snakes rolled 2? Yeah, so that's about a third chance for each of them. Nice. I didn't move the item onto the seer to immediately take advantage, unfortunately. Actually, if the seer could give us the ability to invest 2 times, that would actually be way better here. Good hit defender. Could have been worse, could have been better. Defender defends the fighter. Oops. Undo. Dabbler heals the defender, and then I think I will go with investing, because each of these is just a single bolt away from death. Oh, just give me a mana pack turn here. Big ol' mana turn. Oh, yeah, yeah, exactly. Thank you. That's exactly what I was looking for. Everyone else may lock theirs in. I do not think it will matter after a certain point. Oops. I am just going to be bolting each of the 3 spells a turn. No! Of course. Slow spells caught up with me in the end. Well, I mean, that means I actually do need to continue pushing the rolls on some of these characters. So the fighter, and I guess the defender also still wants to push, just in case they get damage. They got damage, and I immediately rolled away from it. Thank heck, they got damage again. Okay. So it's 1, 2... 2, 3. Hang on. One, two. Trying to figure out the best version of this, because I know that we have 13 mana to begin with, and we can only cast 3 spells. If I do like 2 AoE heals, then we take down 1 target. Okay, I'll just set myself up for 3 AoE heals in the next turn. There we go. Hotkeys there were just going to confuse me a little extra. 1 mana! That's all I need this turn. 1 mana. Well done, Druid, for having given that to me. Time for the spells. Ooh, first real bosses here. Agnes, Gither, and McGrath. We do have the Bard with the ability to spike a little bit of extra mana for us early on. I mean, there's certainly some appeal there. Also has some AoE defense for us. Whirl has less appeal than ever before because we have the ability to mimic its effect via the Druid, only using mana, which is something we're already otherwise incentivized to build. I'm going to take the Bard here. Hey, Bard pick! Chosen Bard twice, and we've unlocked the Enchanted Harp. Replaces the middle side with Shield 2 to all allies. Friendship Bracelet goes on the Seer, as we'd said before, but not done. Time for the fight. Bones, Agnes, Gither, and McGrath. Gither alone is immediately killing the Seer. We only need to do 2 damage to her and then immediately zap her to death in order to prevent that from occurring. And a little bit of defense to the fighter would be nice too. I could take down both Gither and McGrath this turn if I really wanted to do that. Like, just heavy focus them. I'll admit, there's an appeal. Okay, maybe the chance is gone here. Let's get our mana first. Yeah, I can only take down 1. It's gotta be Gither. Well, does it have to be Gither if Seer is already saved? Why doesn't it then become Agnes? Because if I kill Agnes, the Dabbler dies unless I then follow up by killing the bones next to them. Good point, well made. I can heal fighter by 1 to keep them alive this turn. That's all I really need them to be alive for. Okay. Let's do 3 damage to Gither and clean them up with the Druid, preventing any of the damage here to the Seer. Dabbler saves the fighter, and the fighter just has 1 damage they can allocate basically wherever they want. Also, we'll invest some mana for the next turn. Sure. I'll invest 1 damage against Agnes. I suspect it's quite likely we actually do lose the fighter this turn. But I'm also not so worried about that happening at all. Dabbler. The Druid could save the fighter very easily right now. Sure, Druid. Why don't you give that a go? Seer with some good mana generation as well. Bard, a little bit of AoE healing. Well, AoE defense here is actually incredible because Agnes is doing 1 damage to everyone, and then the Wolf is also doing 1 damage to a couple targets as well. So, there's the big shields. Druid saves the fighter. Seer heals up. So does the Dabble. Okay, so I think what I want to do this turn is kill Agnes and McGrath, because if I take both of them out, nothing can really cause an issue for me for the rest of the fight. So 1 AoE, and we have the fighter attack McGrath directly. and a bolt for Agnes, and a bolt for Grant. It's just the wolf and the bones. Only summons. Well, actually, not only summons, because obviously bones is from the modifiers rather than the summons. Still. We want damage on the druid and the dabbler. This is okay. Whoa, hang on. Actually, this is still completely fine as long as I use burst for each of these. Got him. Eye patch, sack of mana. Oh. I mean, eye patch giving us the ability before we even see dabbler or fighter's upgrades here to invalidate the negatives of the barbarian, of the... Wait, is it? It's Berserker is the second level, Barbarian's the third level with the Death Strike on its first, as well as of Roulette from Dabbler. That said, both of those are compared against getting Sack of Mana here. We lose the top and the bottom side, but in return, we have a 4 mana space. I mean, right now, that would just be the correct thing to put on the fighter. Absolutely, it would. I'm gonna do it. I'm leaning into the mana. Slow spells, maximum 2 spells per turn. No, I'm taking the random tier 1 curse because I also don't want all of my enemies to be spiky, please. It makes it a lot harder to deal damage to them. All heroes add selfless to all sides. Selfless, you cannot target yourself. That can be bad. That can be bad. I mean, you know, the bard can't target themselves with the biggest shield. The druid can't cleanse themselves. It can be a problem, sure. Let's hope it isn't. Druid Courts. Sorry, the Courts, Fanatic, and Wiz. Still thinking about the druid there for a moment. Dabbler generates some mana. Druid generates some mana. Seer generates some mana. That's enough to use 2 zaps here. 1 zap immediately kills the Courts. That saves the Dabbler. Fighter's rolled its best damage possible. Bard, could you defend? Can you defend any more efficiently than that? Guaranteed? Guaranteed? No. This is good enough then. Okay. We zap the Courts immediately to its death. I mean, fighter obviously target the top. Wait, hang on. Oops. Didn't mean to cast that spell. Fighter, you are intending to just stab away at the Fanatic. And sure, we'll generate some mana for the next turn, noting that nothing else here would alter the result. More mana. Oh, baby. Ask and ye shall receive. The fighter and the bard between the two of them generate 6 mana here. That's already the ability to take down all of these enemies. Druid, if you target the Fanatic. All we need is to zap the other 2. I feel like I'm getting pretty handy with these hotkeys nowadays. Sinew and Soldier. So Sinew has 1 damage, cleave, and chain sides. Do we have anyone with cleave on any effects? No. Soldier just has a bunch of basic and boring sides. And we've already got a dabbler for basic and boring sides. I do feel like I should take the Sinew here. Well, I mean, the next question is, who holds the Sack of Mana? Am I giving it to the Sinew? Is the Sinew mana, cleave attack, or defend, or nothing? Kind of that's okay, because really what the Sinew, what the yellow class in general, is supposed to do is provide your large damage instance. And here I'm saying, yes, you may do that through the spells. You report to someone else first about it. Huge amount of illusions here. I mean, look, all I need to do is generate the spells to get rid of them. And we've done it. don't really need area healing or anything like that here. Just more mana, please. A bit more again. I mean, it would have been nice. Would have been nice, you know? Let's defend the Seer, and then I'm looking for this spell to get 2 of the enemies down, and we'll just hold on. Sorry, 2 of the enemies down. Down to only 2 actual enemies on the board and 1 summoner, getting 4 of the enemies down. My apologies. Dabbler, yeah, sure, you can get 4 health out of that this round, but 4 health this round doesn't really matter. We're closing this fight faster. Beautiful. Seer and Bard generate a bunch of mana for us, and with a zap to the bones, I think we're now in the realm of just auto-casting whatever we want and winning. Get him. Well done, Sinew. Slimer and Spiker against our Wrench, or... Wow. The spell Mark. So Mark, for 4 mana, you can make a target 2 damage vulnerable. 2 damage vulnerable means every instance of damage for the rest of the turn does 2 more damage to that target. The fact that I can't really combo cast a bunch of spells with this because I have slow spells makes it a less appealing option to me. Wrench for the +1 to the middle side. I mean, +1 to the middle side for more rerolls through the Bard is not bad. Just in general, it's pretty good. I'll take the +1 to the middle. And indeed, I will give that to the Bard. Actually, I'm going to give it to the Seer to open up this fight. For the possibility of poison. No. How I generate poison is I generate mana and then I use it to foretell. That's really the only escalation mechanic there I really need. Bard generating mana is fine. I mean, I'm going to be in this fight for a while, so the Seer generating mana seems fine to me as well. But then the Bard should really be generating defense. Otherwise, the Druid is just going to have a really atrocious time here. So what I'm actually looking for is damage. Sinew generates damage, so does the Druid. One more push. So that's the ability to zap 3 times, which would just outright kill the Spiker. I think we go with that. So, Bolt 1, Bolt 2... And yeah, I'm going to use Bolt 3 and then deal 2 damage to the top line rather than try and save a mana this turn. Cool. I almost want to just try and heal up and leave the Slimer to run away as it currently stands. Almost. Not enough to actually let them live, mind you. Let's not be crazy. Okay, Sinew, generate a bunch of mana across the party, and... Goodbye, Slimer. Rotten and a bunch of bones. I should have known. Leader shows up, replacing possibly Sinew for us with a character who would be repeat in action, shield to Smith selfless. I would probably just give them the duplicate back. Sorry, the sack of mana to recover over their duplicate space. So it would literally just be those 3 actions. They're better actions than the Sinew's doing, I guess. Especially the ability to force someone to reuse a growing side, either in the Seer or the Druid. And then there's the Paladin, offering us the ability to heal and defend classes. I mean, the Paladin also does have the ability to generate mana themselves. That's one of the reasons that I did take the Bard in the first place. It would free up our Wrench, noting that the Paladin dealing 5 damage to a heavy target, probably not particularly huge in impact. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I gave it to the Sinew to have a 5 mana space. I'm gonna take the Paladin. Let's look at these items they're offering. Banshee for a golden thread, +1 to all non-damage sides on yellow heroes only. So that would be +1 to the mana on Sinew. And then Buckler. Replace a middle side with Shield 3 Bloodlust. Yeah, I really don't want to have to deal with a Banshee at the start of this fight, though. Yeah, all that, but also, what about not the Banshee, though? Dabbler, I'm going to have you not generate 2 damage and instead generate 7 shield heavy. Because that could be pretty damn relevant suddenly. Alright, Rotten. What say you and me? Ooh, looking good. We get the full heal and save the Seer with just their own heal action immediately. Paladin. Paladin. Do I just want mana from you this turn? Healing and shielding yourself is really effective. You can't do that. They have Selfless on all sides. Ooh, thank you, Sinew, for the extra mana there as well. What if I just invest 3 times? I don't want to do that. I can only cast 3 spells in a turn. What am I going to spend all of that extra mana on? What I really want to do is just invest once and cast 2 spells. Okay, so... Druid, you should defend the Seer. Dabbler, you should obviously defend the Druid. Druid can't defend themselves because of the Selfless situation. I almost think the correct play is just triple target the Rotten. What if it's double target the Rotten and then invest? Okay. Paladin, that's a pretty great space for you to get. Giant delta on the HP of the enemies being offered there. I think we've basically just got this set up now. So, Sinew and Druid generate mana. And if I deal 1 damage to everyone, and then the Dabbler finishes a Bones. Not enough to finish off the Rotten there. I'm not certain if it would be if I spent a little longer here on this turn right now. Can only keep 3 now. Yeah, that's fine. Not sure if it would be, but I do know I don't need to find out. Well, this should have already done it. Paladin, just take out that enemy if you can. And 1 AoE. Goodbye Rotten, goodbye Bones. Hello Mushroom will spell Spark. Add mana gain to a target sides this turn. So for 5 mana, I can give mana gain to a target who, like, unless they're using the Tower Shield, is unlikely to give me more than that back. Mushroom, add decay and +1 to all sides. So this will prevent the Seer from being able to grow. But it will give all of their single-use sides just +1. I really like the idea of the Mushroom for that reason. -2 max mana or arthritis, -1 max HP to tier 3 heroes. Definitely taking that option. Seer. Cop that. Alright. Ogre Snake, Thorn, and another Ogre. Looking forward to just rolling a bunch, there we go, a bunch of mana and immediately blowing up one of these Ogres. Well, I guess one of these Ogres and a Snake would be ideal. Dabbler, no, I'm not going to be able to use that for the right target on board. Cool. So, Paladin defends the Druid. Everyone else generates a bunch of mana. I'm so glad to have Bolt. And also, for this run to be as defined by it as it has been, rather than another instance of, oh, I mean, yeah, we have Bolt. We have the thing. Just unfortunately, no way of utilizing it. We've just got so much mana generation across the board. The Sinew can't stop rolling mana generation for the absolute life of them. We get Seer for the densest mana generation available on that class. Same with the Druid for 2 mana on 2 different sides as a red class. Like, we're just getting all of the spell support for it. I mean, to be fair, we're also selecting all of it that's offered. Let's take out the Ogre. Do some AoE healing, and then the Druid should be able to take out the Thorn by themselves without dying. Great. Shaman and Artificer. Wow, Artificer. So the Artificer gives us access to 2 damage to all enemies through blades, but also can totally hold the mushroom. Is very, very happy with it, in fact. Add decay and +1 to all sides. I don't really care about that when I am a character who has single use on all of my sides. Let's take the Artificer. Beautiful. Alright, Troll and Spiker, what do you think you can do to me, huh? I'm gonna blow you up from orbit. Okay, the Troll will die to just 3 bolts in its direction. That's 3 bolts guaranteed, right? 7 and 1, no, that's 8. We're just short right now. And we've got it. Unfortunately, the Paladin... Wait, no, the Paladin can attack. The Paladin needs to attack first. Attacking the Troll. Then I'm gonna do the AoE damage. As well as an AoE heal on my Paladin. And then follow up with bolts to... Whoops, wrong target. Follow up with bolts to take out the Troll. Spike is giving the Paladin a wee bit of a rough time at the moment. Thank you for all the mana. Got 1, 2 there. 1, 3, and 5 are the ones I'm looking for. Roll. I would have been surprised if Sinew generated mana again in that position, but they certainly need not to. Goodbye to the Spiker, hello to the Demon Sniper. Cocoon. Add error and -1 to all sides, so the sides will grow over time. There is also Singularity, improve the 2 right sides with +2 to each of them. I mean, that does give the Paladin the ability to generate 4 mana. But also, it's difficult to have 2 right sides on any character without some other item providing one of them. And not many items at this point will provide a rightmost side for a character. I'm gonna take a random tier 8. Oh, +1 to all sides on a yellow. Cool. Get him. Even more mana. Wow. Thank you for the mana. For Sinew and Paladin, and sure, even Druid Because if I do just 3 AoE mana here... Wait. I actually have a better AoE spell in Blades now. I forgot about that. Let's see how well this goes then. Just generate a bunch of mana on all of those characters. 1 AoE hit. Actually, I'm gonna lose mana at the end of all of this, right? Yes, I generated too much mana that turn, so the only way I can deal with it is by just completely targeting the enemy. Which actually is enough for the kill because the Dabbler rolled damage. I should have locked the Dabbler's 3 damage earlier. I should have assessed exactly what spells I was going to be casting for the rest of that round. Bones, Basalt, Quartz, and another Quartz. Sharpshot and Doctor. We still would have great spells. It's got to be the Sharpshot, right? The ability to possibly immediately execute some targets that we might want to... I mean, here's one big thing. Slates, right? That is what Sharpshot can deal with. Kill an enemy with 5 or less HP. Slate is otherwise very difficult for us to deal with because we need to do 5 instances of damage to it, and we can't do those with spells because we have slow spells. So yes, it's Sharpshot we're looking for here. And in fact, it came just in time. No, the rest of that needs to change or alter itself for this fight. Both of the quarters are targeting the druid quite meanly here. Paladin and the Artificer generate up to 8 mana between the two of them. If I... Hang on. Druid, hold off for a second here. If I do 2 damage to everyone on the board and then get the Sharpshot to take out the Quartz on the bottom line, then another 2 damage to everyone on the board kills the Quartz on the top line because the bones next to it dies, doing the 3rd damage to the Quartz. So it's R, and then Druid, like, you can just heal anyone you want. Unfortunately, the Basalt does summon a Slate, so we are pretty reliant on Sharpshot sharply shooting. Oof. Artificer is being very heavily targeted this turn. I can do 1, 2, 3, and some shielding, but I can't keep the Artificer alive with what I'm currently seeing. Well, I guess I could if I used spells for the... No, Paladin should roll, definitely. Okay. Paladin can help save the Artificer here. Sharpshot and Artificer are both going to be pretty much useless next turn, unfortunately. Which is really, really, really pushing me to want to take out the Slate really quickly here. Basalt's going to be so difficult to take out. I need to start focusing on the Basalt, I think. All it takes is it constantly weakening us or just summoning more Slates until my life is hell. Okay. Artificer, I really don't want to waste one of your sides right now when you're only getting 1 out of it. I mean, a charge side is as good for the Artificer now as it will ever be. And the Sharp Shot can mimic that charge side. That's actually really good. Sinew probably should have kept the defense there. Never mind, we got the mana, so that makes it infinitely better that we did this. Artificer, you do 12 damage to the base ult on the top line, and then another 12 damage to the base ult on the top line, and then I will murder the base ult on the top line. Yeah, that worked out pretty well by the end there. Yeah, I'd say. Also going to heal my own party by 2 in AoE, as well as do 2 instances of damage to the slate. Goodbye. We got him to run. Dumble. Anything that is higher than 4 is even higher than 4. Plus 4 to all sides with 4 or more pips. I mean, the Artificer would then have 9 mana sides, which means that the other characters can be less mana hungry in their roles, which actually seems pretty good to me. Horned Viper adds poison to the 2 left sides. Not incredible on my characters at the moment. I'm taking the Dumble. Bottom target is poisoned, or all monsters have +1 to their max HP for each A in their name. +1 for each A in your name. Sure, Hydra gets 1. I can live with that. I can certainly live with that. Artificer, please generate us all of the mana in a single action. I almost feel like I don't want Sinew to be holding the sack of mana anymore. Maybe give that to the Druid. If I have 9 mana in a single turn, I really can't do basically anything else with it there. But if the Artificer completely misses, we have 3 rolls, we're selecting 2 sides, so it's just above 60%. Just below 70%, actually? About 30% of the time, the Artificer doesn't roll those on the first turn, and we have Strugels. We've got Strugels, boss. The raid is about to break down. Yeah, I don't want that to happen. Druid, you may maintain the 4 mana side now. Sorry, the 5 mana side there. Let's go Hydra and a bunch of Wisps. Ideally, I want to cast basically Blades 3 times here. I want the Paladin to lock the defend, though. Pretty effective defensive side for them. Oh, that's all the mana I need, isn't it? 14 mana. Use 12 of that. Sounds good to me. And then I just need to keep the top 2 targets safe from the Hydra. So we're looking for 1, 2, 3. Then Sharp Shot may sharply shot. And Sinew can defend the Sharp Shot. Paladin defends the Sinew. And then Paladin takes the damage. Sure, I'll let 4 of my mana go to waste. Some of it needs to rot on the vine here, I think. Oh. No need to even go to the next one here. The Artificer is going to charge shot the Hydra. Excuse me. Artificer. There we go. Then the Sharp Shot follows suit. I accidentally cast a spell first, which did heavily invalidate the real value that could have been demonstrated on screen there. Alas. Still managed to get across the line. Curator's only missing one of the sides that is a 5 damage death, 6 damage death, I think it is. Although they do have a charged side to be particular interest. There's a Prophet with the heal 1 to all allies regen. I'm a little worried about what happens if I go to Hexia right now. Noting that the Artificer and the Druid, or rather the Artificer and the Prophet, would be really, really good in a kind of like sudden burst blow up the enemy or long drag out, but not in a situation where the Artificer is dying midway through. We do have some range on our Sharp Shot who would be able to possibly copycat a charged side, although it would then also become single use for them. How do I deal with Hexia? I almost worry that I have to deal with Hexia through my upgrade path of Sinew. I'm going to take the profit for keeping targets alive. I think that also probably spells the end for our sack of mana. Does it? Could give it back to the Sinew if I'm really desperate. Actually, I think I can't afford to do that right now. Especially considering the enemies we're up against. Ooh, I would love to throw a big charge shot out at these enemies in turn 1. I'm just not certain I'll get away with it. Let's roll. Good mana. Paladin already has the ability to save the Sharp Shot on the top line. Sharp Shot, you could kill the Wiz in the back line with that? Sure, take it. Oh, and now all the mana comes out to play. Great. Okay, profit. Throw your health on Sinew. I can do 3 of the 2 damage AoEs here. 1, 2, 3. And then if Sharp Shot takes the rest of the health from Demon now, I don't have to worry about their on-hit modifier. No hellfire for me. I'll save myself from that 6. And swiftly follow up with your doom. In fact, is this just gonna manage it itself? Profit heals the Artificer, then can't do themselves because they're selfless, unfortunately. Oops. Just gonna click the buttons very quickly there rather than try and figure it out on the keyboard, noting that I was trying to figure out 2 things at the same time. What are all the keys for the correct things here, and also what's the correct play? Poseidon's Charm, neither of those needed to be difficult, it's just both of them needed to try and happen at the same time and cause a race condition for my brain to go, what? Poseidon's Charm adds cleave to the top and the bottom sides. Top duplicate adds duplicate to the top side. Copy this on all allied sides this turn. I mean, giving that to the Artificer would be hilarious. 9 mana, single. I mean, well, it would be hilarious and it would give us something that actually wouldn't help us at all, right? Poseidon's Charm for cleave on... I mean, the Paladin having cleave on their healing and shield is pretty good. I'm gonna take that. It's very powerful and I shouldn't turn it down. Jinx ML. All monsters have +3 on their left side. Sharp Shot, feel free to lock the ability to instantly kill someone there. Perfect. Bunch of mana immediately. Let's do it. Generate all the mana will give us. 2 AoEs already sets up a easy kill on Jinx ML. Sinew finishes them off. Although now the Sharp Shot really does nothing with their turn here. Ah well, someone had to do nothing with their turn. Noting that Sinew was cleaving anyway, so being more direct wasn't necessarily going to be a better choice for us. Sure, I'll take those 2 little feathers in our cap at the bottom there. Prophet already giving us the ability to cast Bolt. So let's target the troll on the bottom side with 6 damage. And then Execute them, and Paladin can save our party. In fact, I'm not certain this will get it done, but you'll be on 4 health next round. And that does. Dragon, thank heck! I was really worried about what I was going to do around Hexia. Wanderer. +1 damage quad use. We don't really need to give cleave to any of those sides, but we could give... We could have 3 damage, actually, on the Wanderer's center side. I'm going to take the Wanderer for exactly that reason. It's +1 from the wrench, and +1 to everything from the standard. I don't think the Sack of Mana is appropriate for us at this point in time. Not necessarily at this juncture. Prophet, you may continue to wield that. I think we are correctly set up. Okay. I mean, Sharp Shot, 5 damage is definitely going to be helpful at some point here. Prophet... You can actually... You can't save yourself right now because of the selfless effect. Right, yeah, so this is actually the best you can do. I don't want the Wanderer to do nothing, but hitting their middle side... No, Wanderer, you should settle. Paladin, you shouldn't. You absolutely need to hit something defensive. Artificer, also, if possible. Well, so, Paladin, you do at least get the ability to save a couple targets on the fields. The Paladin is currently taking a lot of their damage to the core, who can be killed, with the Wanderer targeting them, and then the Sharp Shot following up with the same. It does feel a huge waste for the Artificer not to throw 8 damage to the Dragon. I can save 3 more HP on the Paladin if I use a Bolt this turn to take out the Bones, which I also think I should. It sets up the Archer in the backline to be taken out with only 2 damage in AoE. 2 damage in AoE could easily just be the spell hitting them in the backline. Although, Sharp Shot is mostly just gonna roll 2 damage and then use it to that target, right? Artificer. Nice big roll for you and the Paladin each there. Sharp Shot can use Cleave to take out the Archer in the back line, so still gets some of that effect earlier. Prophet, do I want more mana out of you right now? I think I do. Although, Wanderer, we do not want to lock. Dang. Okay. Officer generates mana. Prophet attempts to heal up. I guess not the Paladin, because the Paladin doesn't need it, because they heal themselves here. We've got Cleave for our Dragon. And now I get 3 spells I can cast this round. I mean, there's a lot of poison on my party. Yeah, if I roll regen 3 times here, I'm pretty much guaranteed to win this fight. Because I have Error, and I have Copycat, and all of that is well on our side. We've even got Poison we still haven't rolled. Artificer, great hit. Obviously, Paladin, if you could hit something reasonably defensive like you just did, that was going to be good enough. Prophet on anyone. I don't need cleave. I don't think error would actually change. Oh no, it does change the magnitude of the sharp shot there. Neat. Then Artificer follows up by generating a bunch of mana, and this one should probably be 3 shots straight to the dragon. So the dragon here is done poison on its first round, poison I think on its 3rd round, and now on its 4th round. We've exclusively survived because I took the profit. If I didn't take the profit, we were kind of doomed, I'm almost entirely certain. Thank heck we had them. That's already enough for the kill. Let's try and make sure everyone looks healthy on our way out. And dragon. Hasta la vista, baby. The end. We do feel weaker with our Mage, Mystic, Defender, and Brigand Dabble combo. We're not escaping the fate, but we are offered Lucky Start. Turn 1, plus 2 rerolls. A lot of the time, I do try and build around an optimal first turn. I mean, certainly, we've just seen it just there. What better part to pair that with than Lucky Start? For the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slice and Dice. There's a series playlist up in the top left, YouTube recommendation down below, streaming past other names of the people so generally supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays, at or above the thank tin. Special thanks this episode to Neko Hime. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.